Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a YA bookshelf tour. Now I have done this before on my channel, but the quality was so bad, and this is kind of ironic because the lighting down here is very different from the lighting up here, but like hopefully it's okay, just sunlight is doing its thing and I look white. Anyway, today I'm just going to be going through this sort of section of my bookshelf, which is the YA section mainly. There are a few books down, you can't even, it's not in frame, but there are a few books in other sections of the bookshelf that I will be pulling from and showing to you, but this is basically just a little tour on how I organise my books and just a little insight into the books I like, and I'll just be pulling out a few and just showing you them, and you know, it'll be a fun experience, hopefully. Okay, so first of all, on how I organise my bookshelf. Now, I do them by genre, sort of lower down on my bookshelf of books that aren't YA, that are sort of more children's or adult books. They're sort of organised by genre, but my young adult books, which are mainly up here, are organised by how much I like them. So like these books on the front row are books I absolutely love, and going back, they're books that I, you know, don't like so much, just because I'm a rereader. I don't know whether you are, but I like to reread books, especially young adult books. I think there's kind of a quality to them that you're sort of able to reread them. And so if I want to reread them, I don't want to go rooting round back from a bookshelf, because if you didn't know, these are quite deep, like shelving. They're not meant to be bookshelves, but here we are. So they go 3 rows back. So the front row is, which I love. So that's a little bit on how I organise them. I'm just going to be showing you some of my favourites. So first of all, A Map of Days. I don't have many hardbacks in my collection. It kind of goes like hardbacks, and then there's like some bigger ones, and then there's just the normal size ones in the middle. I don't know why I organise it like that. But A Map of Days is one of my favourite books, and I just think it's very unique. This is the last book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I don't know whether that has a series name, but I love these books. They are so like different, and the covers are like so unique, especially the spines are beautiful. And this is one of my only hardbacks in my whole collection, just because they're so expensive. I have my Marissa Meyer Renegades, I don't know, series. So I have Renegades and then Arch Enemies. These are 2 different covers, clearly, very different, which kind of bugs. Next I have the Three Dark Crowns series. I only have the 2nd and 3rd, and then I have the 4th just on this random pile, but I have the 2nd, 3rd and 4th because I lent the first one out to a friend. Next, I talked about these books in my previous video. I talked about this one, but this is the Queen of Hearts series. It's a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and they are so good. Like, they are by Colleen Oakes. I think the covers are really unique and beautiful, but it's a new twist on Alice in Wonderland and that whole story, and how sort of the Red Queen came to be. Next, oh, this is heavy. The Illumini Files, everyone. So Illumini, Gemina and Obsidio. I love these books. They're so heavy, so I'm gonna need to put them down soon. But I think the covers, first of all, I don't know what it is about these covers, but I absolutely love them. Sorry, the lighting's doing some weird things right now, so just ignore. But I love these books. They are sci-fi, and I'm sure you've heard of them if you are alive. But they have a very unique format. It's not like normal books. First of all, they're like floppy, which everyone enjoys reading a floppy paperback. But they're full of like logs and like text messages and files and like drawings and stuff, and it's a really interesting way to read, and I really enjoy them. The Arc of the Scythe series. Again, you've probably heard of these. It's sort of a dystopian series about a computer called the Thunderhead sort of rules the world, but the only thing that computers don't rule is death, and scythes do that. And it's a very sort of, it gets more political as it goes on. There are 3 books, and I do have the 3rd one, but I've lent it to my brother and he hasn't given it back yet. It's increasingly political and explores like really interesting themes of like corruption and like life and death, mortality, all that kind of thing, and it's super interesting, and just the way the whole scythedom works is very inventive and would highly recommend. Next are some Becky Albertalli books. I have read all of her books, I'm pretty sure, but these are the only 2 I have in like book form. I have them on my Kindle, or I got them from the library, the others. So this is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, and then this is Leah on the Offbeat. They can be read independently from each other, but they do like complement each other. Like this one was first, and then there's this one. This has been turned to a film, Love, Simon, so if you want to go watch the movie, I would encourage you to read the book before you watch the movie, but you know, you do you. Next, Adam Silvera's, I'm trying to make the lighting better, Adam Silvera's More Happy Than Not. This is, I think, my favourite Adam Silvera book. It follows this boy, Aaron, that I'm pretty sure, I haven't read this book in a long time, I read it a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure there's this institute that you can like get rid of some of your memories and things, and so this guy Aaron has, you know, a great life, he has a great girlfriend, but then he falls in love with someone else, and he is sort of struggling to make the decision whether he should get those memories erased, because he doesn't want to hurt his girlfriend, and he loves his girlfriend, and he's very unsure of himself, and it's again another sort of self-discovery thing, and it's sort of dystopian as well. It covers some interesting topics. Finally, from the front row is the Heartstopper books. So this is number 1, this is number 2, and I'm very excited to see number 3. So I actually had the pleasure to go to like a talk in Waterstones with Alice Oseman to talk about, well, it was like sort of a Q&A sort of thing about the second one, and just where Heartstopper and all of her novels really. And it was really interesting, and I really like her, and you know, there's some, I got them signed, and it's like, it's nice. This is a wonderful like graphic novel series. It's really cute, it's like a cute little romance, but the art inside is just really adorable. I don't know, it's sort of, it's just really cute. I don't know whether you can see that, but I really enjoy the story. So that's it for the front row. Those are all books that I really enjoy, and I have some sort of stacked on top because I need to get a new bookshelf, because this one's overflowing. I have all the shelves are like, it's a bit of a mess. Anyway, so the first one I have here, I also mentioned in yesterday's video, which is the 57 Bus, which is incredible. It explores like gender identity, the criminal justice system. It follows sort of a true life crime. It's really, really interesting, and I would highly recommend it. And it follows 2 perspectives, from like the victim of the crime and the criminal. Super interesting concept. Next is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And this is the first book in the Luna Chronicles series. Again, you've probably heard of this if you are on BookTube or know anything about books really. This whole series, the Luna Chronicles, is a series of fairy tale retellings that sort of all intertwine together, and it's really interesting and amazing. Next is the Miseducation of Cameron Post, which basically she, her parents die, and she sort of has a difficult time with that, and she gets to she gets sent to a gay conversion therapy like course or camp, I don't really know, and it's just all about that and her experience there and all of that. It's super interesting. And now we get further back into things that maybe I didn't enjoy so much, or maybe were just a bit mediocre. For example, This Lie Will Kill You is sort of what I'd say is a book that kind of disappointed me. It was like a 2 to 3 stars. Basically, these 5 people are sort of sent to a mansion to compete in a contest, winning a $50,000 prize, which is a pretty simple concept. We've all probably heard of something like this before, but it is interesting. It's sort of horror / murder mystery. It's not that horror. I predicted the ending from like page 10, and I thought that it was the kind of thing where like, of course, oh, there's a predictable person that is doing all this stuff, but there's going to be a twist and there's going to be something else, and I kept like waiting for the twist to happen, and it just never did. And I think also all the characters, they weren't very realistic. They were quite like exaggerated, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like I related to any of them. So this was sort of an alright read. Next is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I've seen so many people give rave reviews about this book and really enjoyed it. And I did enjoy it definitely at the beginning. It was interesting, but I wasn't really a fan of the writing and just the way it flowed. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but I enjoyed the storyline. I did think the romance was a bit weird, and I did think that the writing was a bit like stilted and, I don't know, again, difficult to relate to, and that's sort of weird because it's, you know, it's a fantasy book, but it was just weird. I should probably give you a brief synopsis just in case you've never heard of it. Basically, so this, and it's been a while since I've read this, so this is basically based off the blurb. So this person sort of only invites people to this big sort of festival, carnival. It's sort of a show, but it's also it's like a puzzle kind of thing. It's really strange, and that didn't make sense at all, but it was okay. It was okay. So I feel like I don't really want to go into any more books that I didn't really like, just because a lot of them were library books, and you know, I like some positivity in my life. So I'm just gonna go and grab some more books that I enjoy, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so I really enjoyed these 2 books by Brigid Kemmerer. This is Letters to the Lost and More Than We Can Tell. She's a contemporary author, and I really enjoyed these 2 books. So the first one is about this girl's mother dies, and she starts writing letters on her grave to sort of try to connect with her and grieve. And then someone starts writing letters back, not as her mother or anything creepy, but they sort of develop a relationship through letters and their sort of processes of their life stories. And it sounds weird, but it's interesting. Next is More Than We Can Tell. It follows 2 perspectives. One where this guy's adopted and he one day gets a letter from his birth father. And then this girl who is very involved in video games and things like that, and there's this player that starts to be like very violent and not nice to her, and they sort of develop a relationship and go through sort of things together, and it's very sweet. Next and finally, probably one of my favourite books of all time, The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. It is set in World War II. It follows this girl, and it is set in the perspective of death, and it is amazing. It is incredible. I love it so much. This has been a long video. It's been a bit of a strange one, but I hope you enjoyed and maybe found out about some new books that you're excited about, or anything really. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye! Actually, also, side note, I just started a Instagram called Stuck in a Book. I will leave my handle down below. And thank you so much to everyone who has followed me on there. I appreciate it so much. So thank you so much. So also feel free to follow me on there. Bye!